I-Movie for EDT346 by Katlyn Callahan, demonstrating the think aloud and questioning reading strategies for a science class on a weather unit in grade levels 5 through 7. The Big Storm, written and illustrated by Bruce Hiscock. Wow, that's a big storm brewing. I wonder what's going to happen. It was a beautiful spring morning across most of the United States on the last day of March in 1982. The weather satellite, far out in space, showed clear skies stretching from the Rocky Mountains to the East Coast where a few clouds lingered. I wonder what a satellite is. On the ground, signs of the changing season were everywhere. Flocks of geese and robins moved north as the days lengthened. Why did all the geese and robins move north? Fresh new leaves covered the trees in the south, while up by the Great Lakes, spring peepers chirped from the ponds. With baseball season only a few days away, it looked like winter was finally over. But spring is a time of rapidly changing weather. In the west, a mass of clouds and cold, damp air rolled into the ocean. It was the start of the big storm. Oh no, is something bad going to happen? Looking at the picture makes me wonder, why are those girls standing in the rain? The clouds brought heavy rain to the Pacific coast as the gathering storm moved inland. I wonder, which coast is the Pacific coast? Like most weather systems in North America, it was carried along by the westerlies, the winds that nearly always blow from west to east across the continent. When the storm ran up against the mountains of the Sierra Nevada range in California, the wind pushed the clouds up the steep slopes. In the cold mountain air, the rain changed to snow. I wonder, were the people really surprised when this happened? Looking at this picture makes me wonder, how tall are the Sierra Nevada mountains? It snowed hard all day in the Sierras. The flakes clung to the tall pines, coating them in heavy layers of white, but near the mountaintops, where no trees grow, the wind piled the snow into great drifts. Soon the drifts became so deep that the slopes would hold no more. Oh no, what's going to happen? The snow began to slide from the high places, gently at first, then faster and faster, until the slides became huge avalanches. What's an avalanche? The avalanches roared down the mountains and slammed into buildings. Several people were killed. Any storm can be dangerous as well as beautiful, but this one was a real powerhouse, and it was just getting started. Does this mean more bad things will happen? Why isn't it snowing on the mountains in this picture as much? The storm moved swiftly over the Rocky Mountains, spreading blizzards from Montana to Arizona. In Colorado, fierce winds gusted to 141 miles per hour, overturning vans and campers. I'm curious, what would that feel like? In Nebraska, the wind blew hard enough to move cow chips around. The strongest winds came right at the leading edge of the storm. There was a cold front marked the boundary between the warm spring-like air covering most of the country and the cold, stormy air rushing in. Big masses of warm and cold air do not mix when they meet, but instead push each other around. The line where the air masses bump is called a front. Is that what the picture in the top left is trying to show me? This front was a cold front because the cold air was pushing the warm air away. Strong cold fronts usually bring high winds and sometimes violent weather. Is more violent weather going to occur in this story? Wow, what is this picture trying to show me? I better keep reading. The tremendous power of weather comes from the sun. Our planet is surrounded by a thin layer of air called the atmosphere, which is a mixture of gases, clouds, and dust. Heat from the sun causes the atmosphere to flow and swirl around the earth. Is that why the sun's so hot? For instance, imagine that your city or county is covered by a blanket of cool, cloudy air. No wind stirs the leaves, and the temperatures are the same everywhere. Now let the clouds open slightly so that the sunlight falls on a plowed field or a parking lot at the mall. The sun warms the earth or the pavement, which in turn heats the air right above it. I wonder, is that the same as when I get into my car that has been sitting in the sun for a while? Hot air rises, and soon a huge bubble of warm air is going up like an invisible balloon. As the warm air rises, cool air flows in along the ground to take its place, causing a breeze. Temperatures begin to change. The sun has made the atmosphere move.